Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Someday with Jay Barsky. This episode's guest is relationship expert and founder of the Wing Girl Method, Marni Kinrys. Marni is also an author of multiple dating and relationship books, as well as a co host of the program called How to Get the Girl by the Ask Women podcast. You'll hear us talk about how she came from being a relationship coach from working at a PR firm, how she started her podcast, and much more. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoy your Someday with Marni Kinrys. Marni Kinrys, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And like I was saying a little bit before we start, I'm actually a fan of originally, I don't know if it's the original title, but Ask Women.
Even the fact that you know that it's changed titles recently means something. So we're still deciding on what to change the name to. I like Ask Women. Kristen wants to change it to How to Get the Girl. So we're doing a combo of both.
Okay. Maybe you can take a poll from the listeners. I don't know if that's something you can do. Yeah.
I should. I totally should. I like that.
But I mean, one big reason why I wanted or like to have you on the podcast is because I thought your career path was so interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's okay I call you a dating coach, but I feel like you're more, than that. And from what I understand, I've done my research, and I've listened to the podcast enough to feel like I know this is our first interacting with each other, but I feel like I know you already with a lot of the. You're really like an open book on the podcast, and
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
thanks for saying that. That's cool to hear. I love that.
and I understand like from when I did my research is that you kind of came from working at a PR firm before you started your career as a dating advisor or dating coach. So can you explain like kind what
I mean, that was a short-lived stint. I worked in television and film for a very long period of time. I was an actress when I was younger, and then I liked being behind the camera. I loved working on production, and I live in Canada. I grew up in Canada, and I was like, okay, if I really want to do this, I have to move to the United States, either in Los Angeles or New York, and whatever place gives me an opportunity to come over with a visa, I will take that opportunity. And LA was the first space that said, come on over. And it was to work at a PR firm. I got to the PR firm. I was like, I freaking hate working in PR. I thought it was horrible, like not the right job for me until I started doing PR for myself. So that was very, very short lived. So originally I was in film and television production, but I quickly moved over to being a wing girl. 6 months after I moved over to Los Angeles, I started this company on a whim at a rabbi's house at a singles mixer. And then I forgot all about film and television and was fully focused on being a wing girl to men.
and how'd you get involved with the because you understand you met pickup artists that kind of like
Yeah.
got you involved with being or inspired you to be a dating coach. So how did that happen?
I think I really was supposed to do this my entire life because everything just lined up perfectly. And also, I think when you look for opportunities, opportunities come your way. So I started my business at a singles mixer on a Friday night. 2 or 3 Friday nights later, I went back to that singles mixer at a rabbi's house, and it was just a general dinner. I mean, it's also a singles mixer because every event for Jews is like a singles mixer as well. But it was just like a general dinner where there's a whole bunch of random people there, and I love meeting random people. But I was talking about how 3 weeks earlier, I had an idea at this event, and I went home and I started a business, and people are really liking the idea. And when I said that, and I said what it was that I was doing, which is helping men understand how to attract women and going out live and being their wing girl for them, a man from across the table said to me, "Hey, Marni, we have to talk after dinner." And he slid his card down the table and put it right in front of me. And I looked at the card and it said Ross Jeffries, who was the godfather of the pickup artist world. Like he was
Mhm.
the original grandfather, not godfather, well, I guess godfather too, but grandfather of the pickup artist community. So I was like, okay, I'll sit and talk with you. And he talked at me for about 45 minutes after dinner. I had no idea what the pickup artist community was. He threw out every single name in that world that meant nothing to me at that
Mhm.
time. But it slowly became something to me at that time because I realized, oh, this is my audience. This is a whole community of men that want to learn this information, I have to start targeting this audience and get to know it better. So I quickly dove into that world and I made connections with everybody in it because there was no women who were in it at that time. They were very open to a woman coming in and wanting to talk to them.
Yeah.
So he introduced me to David D'Angelo. He introduced me to Neil Strauss. Um, who else did he connect me with? A lot of people. He was very gracious and so nice. But I quickly got introduced to that community, and then I ended up, I think 2 months later or 3 I don't even know how long it was. I ended up doing a seminar with David D'Angelo, who at the time was one of the first internet marketers in the pickup artist community space, where I thought I was doing a seminar or a conference, I guess, for 300 people, but he was distributing DVDs to men all over the world, like
Mhm.
millions of men were buying these DVDs. So I quickly became a household name in that community
Okay.
and
Wow.
the first ever, female operated company within the pickup artist community.
I don't know if you ever met him or are you familiar? I think his name was Mystery or was
Oh,
it?
yeah, I
Yeah.
met all of them. Yeah, and they're Canadian as well. He's
Oh,
Canadian
okay.
as well. Yeah.
You know, it's funny, like, I was very young, I think I was, like, early maybe around, like, 13 in high school or something when he had that VH1 show,
Oh, it's
like
really aged me. Yeah. Yes, I'm just joking. Yes, it was a long time ago.
and I just remember, like, obviously, like, how you dressed is really important, but I just remember, and it's been such a long time, but, like, how, like, some of the guys dressed by the end of the show, like, it kinda looked like they were wearing costumes, like, I
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't feel comfortable in those clothes, like, I don't
Well, you don't
yeah,
know if you would. If you ended up having, like, 2 beautiful women on your arm because you were wearing those clothes, you
yeah,
might readjust yourself. The thing is, like, it's not about the clothes. It's like how you wear the clothes,
yeah,
right?
okay.
Just the fact that you're like, "I am so freaking confident that I can walk in with a boa around my neck and a leotard, I'm still going to attract more women than this douchebag with a Rolex watch, a nice
Yeah,
pair of jeans, and a really nice shirt." Like, it's more about the mentality behind the
mhm,
actual clothes that they wear. But I hear you. I remember going to parties with them at the premiere of the pickup artist show on VH1,
uh-huh,
and all of them were wearing these, like, shiny jeans and shiny
yeah,
shirts, and I was like, "I am in, like, douchebag country right now." But, like, many of them did very well with women. They had
mhm.
routines, and they did extremely, extremely well. They did horrible with me because they couldn't talk to me, but they did very well with other women when they were, like, on their game.
Hmm. Well, and you have the podcast, How to Get the Girl, which I mean, originally I mentioned that Ask Women podcast. So how did that come about?
So I used to be a vlogger for Ask Men, and I started this series with them called Ask Women. And it was myself, I was like the moderator, and they would have different women come on, and I would ask women questions, and they would give me their honest answers, and I would push them to really give honest answers. And by the end of our like first session with each other where we did like 10 different topics, I had said to the girls, "Oh my God, let's do more with this. This is so much fun. I think this is great. This is giving great information to men."
Mhm.
And one of the other girls that was there, which is Kristen, who's my co-host of my podcast, said, "Let's get into podcasting." She was doing podcasting with Adam Carolla at the time.
Okay.
Let's get into podcasting. Podcasting is, like, really big right now. It was not big at the point, but it was starting to become big, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do a podcast." So we put together a pitch for a podcast, and we went into a place called Podcast One and pitched our show, and we quickly got a show on Podcast One, and we started it there.
I love Kristen Carney. I think she's amazing.
And do.
Did you, since she was like one of your, I guess, people they interviewed, did you two just clicked and you're like, oh, this is someone I wanted to co-host with?
Well, it was actually 4 of us in the very beginning that were in that group, or 3 of us that were in that group, and then we've had this other comedian named Danielle, that was the 4th. But Kristen and I were, like, the driving forces behind it. She was really into podcasting. I'm always drawn to, like, cynics. I love cynical people. I'm a little cynical. I think
Mhm.
they're hilarious. I like how they see the world. Yeah, so I just always really liked Kristen, and we just got each other and respected each other. So yeah, always.
No, I think she's awesome. Is she in New York from what I understand,
She
or?
sadly is in New York. She used to be in LA, but she's in New York.
Oh, okay, okay. And you also have a newsletter that people can subscribe to. So can you share a little bit what that newsletter is about and what people can gain from subscribing to that?
The newsletter is about like insider information about women. It's their messages on how to gain confidence. There's newsletters that point people towards videos to learn certain tactics and skills to talk to women, to approach women, to flirt with women, to even for guys who are married. I have a lot of videos about people in relationships as well. It's like literally just it's very similar to our podcast where I just want to give men access to everything that's in here. I've interviewed I keep saying 9,000 women, but that was like 10 years ago that it was 9,000 women. I'm
Mhm.
definitely way over the 10,000 mark now
Right.
of women that I've talked to, who I've interviewed, who I've questioned, who I've prodded to get information from them, like real information. So it's really me just taking that information of what I've learned and giving it to men so they can use it as they will. I just think information is so important to everybody. If you're armed with information, you have confidence, right? You have lack of information, you're clueless.
How often do you, I guess, send out that newsletter?
Way too often. I don't want to scare anybody away, but like I send out a newsletter every single day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, and you don't need to open all of them unless the title pertains to you. Again, I just want to load people with information.
From your company, it's not just you that coach, from what I understand, that you have like people like coaches under you that
Yeah.
anybody that's interested. So can you describe a little bit of how the coaching process looks like for anyone that's interested?
Oh, yeah. So I have amazing wing girls. I have 12 different wing girls who all have different backgrounds. They're just like I've never met women like this before in my life. I We have this unbelievable team of women who are just like intuitives, they're supportive, they're honest, they're caring. They get unbelievable results. We have this Slack channel that we have where we put like different testimonials from guys. And every single week we'll have this person's in a relationship. This person got married. This person's
Okay.
had sex for the first time in 3 years with their wife. This person had their first threesome. This person's getting laid. This person's going on three. Like, so we just have like these women just get results with these men. So, anyway, the program that we have is called the Inner Circle program.
Mhm.
It's a 12-week program, and we move men through a full sequence of taking them from like Mr. Nice Guys, right? Who may not be getting the girl right now, right?
Mhm.
They could be super successful in every area of their lives. They have the car, they have the whatever, but they can't figure out how to get women.
Mhm.
And we show them how to attract women everywhere, anybody. We teach them how to be charming. We teach them how to walk into a room and have everybody look at them. That's what we're teaching them in these 12 weeks is like all the skills that you need to have to be super successful with women. It's an amazing program. And like, anyway, I cannot say enough about it. It's just an amazing experience for us as the wing girls and then also for the guys.
So your clientele, do they actually interact or do they directly kind of get coached by you, or is it just other
Some of
people?
them do if they sign up for that level, but most of them work with my wing girls. So we have weekly lesson. We have Q&A calls where they can just ask any and all questions to women and they give honest responses. But the thing that I'm most excited about is the flirting sessions that guys have every single week. So they get to
Mhm.
do mock interactions with women. So like before I started this program, I kept thinking, how can guys practice the things that I'm teaching them without actually going out into the real world and practicing and
Mhm.
then possibly getting rejected and then never practicing again?
Yeah.
How can they do it in a safe environment? And at first I was like, let's do this with VR. And then I went to a VR company. They're like, it's $5 million to even test this out. I was like, no way am I doing that. So this is the closest way that I could come up with to do it, where
Mhm.
they get to every single week practice interactions, flirting, conversations, whatever it is that they want to work on with my wing girls. And the wing girls give them instant feedback, as well as giving give them direction on like actual flirting skills and flirting tools. But my wing girls are tough. They're not like girls who just say, "Yes, that was so good." They are tough and like they will mimic tough women out there in the real world to actually get guys to push themselves. And these men just in from like week 3 to week 5, they become different men and just
Mhm.
like transform into flirting machines. It's amazing.
Do you also teach maybe like texting or online dating? I know that's a little challenging when you're like messaging.
Yeah, we do everything. We teach them everything. We help them change their like whatever it is that they wanna work on, we can help them work on. They get one-on-one sessions with my wing girls as well. So if there's things specifically that they wanna work on, absolutely. They get email coaching with me as well included, so they can work on that. Like, this is it we it is like a set curriculum. We have so many customized portions of it where they get to work on what they need specifically.
Do you have like a success story or two of any extreme cases that you may experience that you can provide for anyone that's interested?
Oh my god. So we have this one client right now. I'm not gonna tell you what his name is, but he had not slept with his wife for 3 years and came to us to help get back that spark and make his wife like him again, right?
Mhm.
And it was very challenging because from the stories that he was telling, we could tell his wife freaking hated him. Like,
Mm.
it was just like not budging at all. She was so resentful. She was so angry. She was so hurt by everything they had experienced together that she was just completely shut down. And after a few weeks of working with us, she just started opening up. Like through our guidance of working with him and telling him what to do, how to say things, she
Mhm.
just opened up. And it started off with sitting on his lap, which I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's a
Mhm.
big deal, a really big deal. And so we just got an email a couple of weeks ago, which is one of the ones that I just said before, where he wrote in saying, like, "We had sex with each other and it was amazing." So they're having sex again. They're on the path to being happier. There's still going to be lots of bumps, but it's a total 180 from where they were before. So we're like we celebrate it. We have our Wednesday calls every single week, our Wing Girl Wednesday calls, and we celebrated that recently because we were just like so invested in these men that work with us. So their wins are our wins as well.
I think that's amazing that like you do that even for people that are already in relationships, especially being into marriage, that it's not all about just, you know, picking up women. It's also just, you know, making your partner happy and just trying to establish a healthy relationship. But I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. I think it is too. Because I think it's really important. And to be honest, most of the skills that you need for dating are the same skills that you need in your relationship. What happens when you're in a relationship is you forget to be dating your
Yeah.
wife and you turn her into a mother or a woman.
Yeah.
Like, not this, like, sexy lady that you're still dating, and that's where all the problems happen. But in terms of success stories for single guys, oh my god, we have them every single day. Even on the lowest level for guys to say, "I can now walk into a room and believe every single person here is an option for me." Whereas before
Okay.
they wouldn't walk into rooms because they're like, "What's the point in going if nobody's gonna even notice me?" But
Yeah.
we also have success stories of guys who are dating multiple women a week, which is amazing, and being really good about it. They're not being jerks, they're not leading women on, they're being good men who still have multiple dates a week, and they're doing it with full integrity, which is freaking amazing.
That is awesome. And I want to know about a little bit about you a little bit more. So, like on this podcast, I talk about like just things that kind of relieve people's stress and like things that they're due from like kind of a break from their careers. One thing that I like to first ask you is what do you do as a stress reliever?
You're the second person to ask me that today.
Okay.
I work out, but that's actually very stressful. I don't find that to be a stress reliever, although it does release stress. Honestly, I sit on the couch and I watch TV and I cuddle with my boys. Like that's like the biggest stress reliever for me. Or I like go on walks with my friends and I really like that. I don't meditate. I should probably, but I don't drink wine. Yeah, my biggest stress reliever is literally either just sitting and, like, watching TV, dumb shows that are really light and easy, or going on walks with my friends. I love that.
Well, you say you don't drink wine, so are you like someone that
Am I
sober?
sober?
Yeah. Or
No,
okay.
I just haven't had a glass of wine in 5 years. I drink tequila more. Um, I have, like, gut issues, which is a separate thing, but, like,
Mm.
wine is no good for me. It makes my feet itch and,
Oh, wow.
head itch, which sounds crazy, but like, I just now stay away from it because I just feel really icky when I have it, but I love it at the same time. But I drink tequila now. So I'll do
Okay.
that doesn't make me relax, that just makes me have fun.
And do you have any special routines, rituals that you kind of follow throughout your day or your week? It doesn't have to be specifically anything that's like stress reliever. It could be stuff you do with your, career, your job, and stuff like that.
Any routines? I mean, my whole life is a routine pretty much. It's like this it is very similar every single week. I wake up, I get my kids out the door, I have my cup of tea in the morning, my slippery elm tea, which I think is really tasty with some protein powder in it. On Mondays, I have my friend Rashmi come over and we work out. And then same thing on Wednesdays, she usually comes over and works out. Um and then I do my work. I answer my emails, which actually I find very relaxing to answer my emails from my amazing men. Um, yeah, like I don't say I don't have like routines to help me do things,
Hmm.
uh, but I just do them now, and they are routines. You know what I mean? Like they're
Right.
not like I have to do these things today, but they are like Jesse, who works with me. He is like a I have to do this every single. I have to have this. I have to have that. Like he's more into that. I'm not like that really.
I know you're very active on your like Instagram and your social media. So kind of how often are you active or like working on stuff like that?
I would say every single day I'm writing something. So based on what people write to me, I'm writing a video or I'm getting somebody to write me a video and then I'm tweaking it. Uh, and then today I had like a shoot. So I did 5 of my videos today that I filmed, and then I'll do 5 actually, no, I'll do 8 next week that I'll film. And then on Tuesdays, that's like my posting day, so I've got like 3 hours. It takes a
Mhm.
long time to post a freaking video, which is so
It
annoying.
does.
I have to figure
Yeah.
out how to make it a less amount of time. But yeah, and then I'm gonna start posting on Thursdays as well, so I'm gonna be dedicating both of those days to doing my videos.
I ask about it because like there was a something you posted like almost a week ago and talked about a little bit about perspective, like like someone says, "Oh, I'm too poor." Like that's kind of like perspective. It's just like no, you like to budget. Like I,
Yeah.
so I was just
Everything's about reframing. The
Mhm.
language that you speak about yourself is the language that people take in about you. So, you have to be very not specific, but, like, selective with the language that you use to be able to, first of all, tell yourself what you think about yourself and then to tell other people. So, yeah, you could say things like, "I'm too poor, I'm too fat," or you could say, yeah, like, "I'm not making the kind of money that I wanna make yet," right? But
Mhm.
I'm going to. It's just different ways of framing it. So, like, one motivates you and one is very defeating because I'm too poor, there's nowhere to go from there. Too poor,
Right.
so I'm just gonna quit. But if I haven't made enough money yet, or I'm not in the career that I wanna be in yet, or I'm not making the kind of money that I'd like to, but I have the potential to make more, that's an open door to do more things.
And so like stuff like that that you mentioned, and do you kind of read other material, or is this like stuff you kind of see that inspire you to like come up with ideas to like say these things on your when you kind of do your recordings?
It's just people that I interact with and conversations that I have. I get a ton out of conversations. It's actually why I really enjoy doing my podcast because I get to learn something. And I'm sure that's why you like doing it too. You learn something every single time. It
Hmm.
either solidifies an idea for me or it exposes me to a new idea. But I watch videos, I watch a lot of television shows. I really like to see below what's being shown. That's why I think podcasting's so interesting because it's just opened up this new world to people to, like, expose people in so many different ways. Like, you used to have talk shows where people come on for 10 minutes and they talk about something, they show you the person they want you to see. It's similar in podcasting, but you have more time to actually see deeper into who that person is and
Hmm.
get beyond just what they're saying, but actually get to know them a little bit better to see what they're actually saying. So I get most of my information through conversations, but definitely podcasts and watching other people and videos.
So, as a podcaster yourself, what other podcasts do you listen to that kind of inspire you to help you with your own work?
I don't listen to a lot of relationship and dating podcasts. I listen to a lot of political podcasts
Mm.
lately. So those I'm really enjoying. That's more of the information that I consume. I watch a lot of television shows, relationship shows. Um, I'm trying to think of like what other things, like what other podcasts. I used to love listening to psychology podcasts, like The Hidden Brain. I loved. I don't listen to many of those anymore. Esther Perlman, I listened to for a little bit, but yeah, I actually don't listen to a lot of them. I have a lot of people on my podcast, so I'm like, I find that even better.
You do have some great guests on your podcast.
I do. I want to get more good guests on my podcast. That's the thing. I want to go back to interviewing women. Like
Hmm.
ask women. I want to ask women more questions. Like that's what I want to get back to doing. I think I love the experts that we have on our show. I really wanna, like, ask women more questions.
So, who are some guests that you're hoping to? Are there any specific guests that you're hoping to have on your podcast?
No, there aren't really specific guests. Like, I remember when we were at Podcast One, and they wanted us to just interview celebrities, and I was just well, maybe I would have more celebrities on my show, that would be interesting, but that's just, like, selfishly interesting.
Yeah.
But I always wanna give more information to the guys that are listening. They're not all gonna date celebrities or only people in Los Angeles. So
Yeah.
I wanna just interview women, just women, like, everyday women that guys would wanna be dating. That's what I think would be most helpful for my end user, not for our download numbers.
That's great. And do you have any practices that help motivate you that you can recommend for our listeners?
Fear of failing? No, I'm just joking. Or maybe not. What practices? No, I don't. I honestly have just worked really hard on my belief system about me and what I have the capability of achieving. And that's what keeps me going. Is just like I have a mindset that I've worked really hard on. I wouldn't say that it's like a practice anymore because now it's just ingrained in me.
Hmm.
But I used to be a really uncomfortable, shy, insecure person. I'm not anymore. And reframing was a huge part of that for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say you never seemed like a shy person on the.
I'm still shy. I override that almost every single day, but
Mhm.
I'm quite shy. Yeah.
Well, are you working on anything that our viewers should watch out for?
Yes. So I just wrote a book that I'm going to turn into a program. It's called Why Won't My Wife Sleep with Me?
Hmm.
So it's for married men to understand why their wife won't sleep with them anymore and to give them full direction on how to change that.
And when's that going to be released?
So hopefully, I'm getting the ebook made right now, and then hopefully we'll implement that in 2026, and we'll turn it into a either 8 or 12-week program that we can have available for married men.
Cool, that's awesome. Before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts you want to leave with our viewers?
Final thoughts. I'll say what I typically say. It's that the only way to get what you want is by asking for it. So open your mouth and ask for the things that you want.
Awesome. Thank you so much. But Marni Kinrys, thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate. I'm glad
you.
that I got a chance to talk to you. Like I said, I would say I'm a long time listener
I love it. Thanks, Joelle. I love that.
of the podcast, and I would just think it was like awesome that I get a chance to interact you with myself. But thank you so much for joining me on Sunday with Jay Barsky.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to our episode with Marni Kinrys. Follow her on all her socials, which you may find in the episode notes. I hope you enjoyed our episode. Please rate and comment on the podcast to help make it grow. If you wish to follow me, all my socials are at I am Jay Barsky. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.